Hello guys, my name is Ankit Sharma and today we're gonna learn about Amazon SQS. Before starting, let's have a look at my bio. I have over 8 years of experience with development and operations both. I have been into various roles into IT. I have architected web-based applications from scratch and that's about me. Let's get started. SQS stands for Simple Queue Service. It's a fully managed service by Amazon, like other managed services like RDS, EC2, ELB. It scales as per the load and it can be used in place of your traditional queuing systems like Kafka, RabbitMQ, ActiveMQ. SQS also has a poll mechanism for consumers wherein consumers are independent of producers. So this gives you a flexibility to decouple both of them in your application, and hence at times this results in your load being handled differently and your operational overhead also getting less. So basically you can use SQS in place of your traditional systems, traditional messaging queuing systems with ease. Also, SQS is different from Amazon SNS, which is a simple notification service. So SNS is a push based mechanism. It works on a push based mechanism, while SQS worked on a poll mechanism, that is pull based mechanism. There are two types of queues in SQS. One is standard and another is FIFO, that is first in first out. Let's have a look at both of these queues in detail. Standard queues, they have basically unlimited number of transactions, which means that as the number of messages on your producers grows, or the traffic on your application grows, it can scale similarly, it can scale elastically for all those transactions. So you won't get a fixed amount of transaction limit on SQS service. When using standard queues, it will scale linearly with the amount of traffic that you are getting. Standard queues also provide you with at least one delivery promise. That means at least one times the message will be delivered. It will never be lost. And it has a feature which is the best effort delivery, which is essentially that your messages might not receive at times in order, although the standard queue provides the best effort to maintain that order of your messages. But yes, at times it might not, and therefore the duplicate message delivery can happen at some point in time. So basically you have to, your application has to be intelligent so as to not get corrupted or not break because of a duplicate message. Let's go to FIFO queues. FIFO queues are high throughput but lesser throughput as compared to your standard queues. Standard queues, as we saw earlier, grows with the amount of traffic. FIFO queues are slightly less, has got slightly less throughput as compared to standard queues. By default, the transaction limit or the request per second over FIFO queues is 300. This limit can be increased from Amazon support page. And FIFO queues gets you exactly one processing promise. That means every message will be delivered only once. It will not be delivered more than once. So that's the guarantee that you get from FIFO queues. Again, FIFO queue, the delivery of the messaging is strictly maintained. That means the messages that arrive at FIFO queues are always in order of as they were sent. So you don't have to build another logic in your application to maintain this order or to check the order. So FIFO queues are a very good, have a very good use case for your payment or wallet related applications, wherein every message or every ticket in the queue denotes one transaction. because it maintains the order of delivery and exactly one delivery promise. Other benefits of using SQS over other standard in-house solutions are, so practically there is no limit on number of queues and messages that you can create in Amazon SQS service. That means that any number of queues can be created. Queues are regional, so a queue in one region cannot access the queue in another region. You have to do it programmatically. Again, the messages in the queue can be unlimited. There is no limit on the number of messages in the queue. However, there are limits on the number of in-flight messages. What are in-flight messages? We will come to that later. Next is the size of the message. So the size of the message in SQS can be of 256 KB max, which can be stored inside the queue. Remember, the message which can be stored inside the queue is 256 KB max. If your messages crosses 256 KB, then that message is stored in S3 and a reference to that S3 object is kept in the queue. So that's how SQS works. That's how it stores larger object sizes in the queue. Message retention in the queue is 14 days. 14 days is the max retention, and the minimum one is around 1 minute. So you can configure a queue to be between one of those values. SQS also provides message locking. That is, the message that is being read upon or that is being processed is locked so that no other consumer can get the message and no other consumer can act on it or process it, which removes duplication at the message delivery part. This is both for standard as well as FIFA queues. Access control is available by default for SQS, that is given by IAM in Amazon console. So you can literally have policies for access control, and you can restrict users by IP address, IAM user, and other host of values. And then SQS also have server-side encryption. So you can use AWS KMS, which is a key management service, to encrypt your messages using one of the keys, and then the application will require the same key to decrypt those messages. And this is very seamless in Amazon SQS. If you have to do this in Kafka, it will require setting up of getting the certificate, setting up of certificate in all the nodes, and likely. So these things are inherently inbuilt and managed by Amazon, so hence these things are very seamless. You don't have to set up anything. You just have to click a checkbox, click a button, configure things, and get started. Continuing on the benefits, so there is a concept of dead letter queues with Amazon SQS. Dead letter queues are the queues wherein the messages which have been tried to be delivered maximum times and failed are delivered. So basically, you set up a policy in your in one of the queues, and you set up a maximum send tries. And when your SQS queue tries to send messages and it exceeds the value set by you, and it is not yet responded to, acknowledged, or deleted, then that message is sent to dead letter queues. So dead letter queues can be an example of wherein you want to track the messages which were not processed due to some reason, probably some faulty message or messages which are exceptions, that you can put in dead letter queues, and again you can process the dead letter queues similarly. SQS can also be used as a provider with your Java JMS library. So Amazon provides a SQS JMS library which you can integrate with your existing JMS solution, and you can actually use it in your existing enterprise application seamlessly without changing any word, any line. Coming on to the pricing part of SQS, so the first 1 million requests are free per month. So that means if your usage is like 10k requests, 50k requests, you can literally run free on Amazon SQS for the entire year for the coming years. That's the benefit that you get from Amazon SQS. Also, if you are using EC2 or Lambda, then the data transfer to and from these services are completely free for SQS. So this gives you a benefit wherein if your service is already hosted on EC2, which most of the cases is, hence you can use so far you will not pay for data transfer price in this case. Pricing is actually done for 1 million requests. So pricing differs region by region. So like for USEs it is $0.40 and that is built for 1 million requests. So it's very cheaper, way cheaper than you would have used your own Kafka, ActiveMQ, RabbitMQ or some other messaging queue system. Coming on to the availability and the monitoring part of SQS. So as all the services are highly available by default in Amazon. So Amazon stores messages in multiple availability zones across a region. And you have all the CloudWatch metrics available for any of the queues that you put. So yeah, it's quite highly available and you can replace it seamlessly with your existing messaging solution as of now. So that's it from my end. Thank you very much.